my. You gotta love this guy, right? How could you not love him? But anyway, this is time for our 20-minute question and answers. So once again, it's not a pitch thing. So I guess we're gonna have to run these and run them back and etc. But here we go.
KK, thank you for coming back. Good to see you as well. Thank you so much. I'm hoping that I can ask this question and get you to give me the depth of it. Okay. Um, it takes a lot to pivot, and it takes a lot to recognize that you're closing a business and it's not a failure. You're making a pivot. Can you talk about the mental and emotional spaces of making that pivot?
Thank you. Great question. Very important question because I was in the cohort at XI with Krish Energy, and I knew I had to make a pivot. I didn't want to go hard at the challenges, just being aggressive. And I didn't find the right mentor at that time. So I left the cohort. So I actually left the cohort midway and I took on my own journey. So the thing for me, the pivot was again, not to obsess with the results, just to focus on how you can put your best into anything you do. That was that was something that I drilled myself. There was something else which was very important for me in my pivot. I could be, I'm very passionate. I have a lot of very, let's just say, pot stirring opinions on a lot of things. And I'm not afraid to speak up as well. But I told myself, I'm going to take ego, envy, and insecurity out of the equation for myself. So if something goes against, if someone responds in a way that I don't like, it doesn't hurt my ego because I try to neutralize that as much as possible. I told myself, I'm not going to be of anybody, I'm not going to look at anybody with envy. I just want the best for whatever people deserve, whatever they do good. I think you good positive energy in the society, you deserve to have a beautiful, blissful life. That's what I think. Hopefully that answers that question.
Hello. So, can you share a little bit about your personal journey and what happened in your life when you got your spiritual awakening?
I think for me, it was more, it wasn't just one instant. I think it was levels up. Every time I thought, wow, I see things differently right now, I see with more clarity. And then I go through another level and I'm like, you think you knew then? Okay, here's more. Part of my, I would say, spiritual, I would call it growth, um, was going to different places and actually connecting with both the places and the people over there. I believe there is higher intelligence in places that transcends time and space. What I mean by that is you can actually connect with intelligence from your ancestors. So spending time in South India was just incredible for me. Connecting with people, um, it almost, yeah, that was part of my journey. I could feel everything that my ancestors went through in a spiritual way, and I wanted to do that in a positive sense. But I also think there was a lot of trauma and pain and everything. But now that I'm here, I'm beautiful America, all the skills and the training that I have, how can I spin that positively? So the growth, again, progressive it was for me. A lot of it was understanding not everything, not almost nothing is black and white, nothing is in your control. Focus on just your inner, be positive. That's what it is. Excuse me.
If someone were to hire you, what would it look like? What would that process look like?
Reminds me of a joke. I saw this joke where a lady said, I have a drinking problem, so I hired a bartender. So, again, my job right now, my income right now is hospitality. I think I have the best, I work with the best in that field. However, if you look at me today, I want to offer, and the reason I have focused on defense and aerospace, and I think even the intelligence community, with my metaphysical wellness platform, you can start, you can read verbal cues from people when they're experienced. You can see through fake smiles and everything. you can actually go beyond there and you can see if there's an energy that is coming from a place of ego, envy, or insecurity versus if there's an energy that's coming from consciousness. That is beautiful. Once you start developing that sort of radar, so to speak, you can react and you can optimize your performance in anything. So I'd love to work with teams that want to balance their optimal inner energy selves and then target it towards their work performance. So, that's, yeah, if you think of some role that would fit, I'd love to chat with you. What's your name again? Emma. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, I'm open. I think of, maybe we should trailblaze and create something. But yeah, if your top skills is right now, I do anything in hospitality, and I'd love to get some work in this field too.
I sit down just so I could ask a question. I was wondering what you're doing. Right. Yeah. So yeah, Oscar saw that the old dude was getting tired running around, so he took the mic. Thank you, Oscar. My man. Leave it to James, right? Yeah. Hey, my man, I think it would be really, really, really helpful if people could track with you how you came to this space, like where you're from, growing up, what created this dynamic in you that this became an interest for you, and why is you're so passionate about it today?
Okay, let me put this one in terms of how I came up here. Well, I think growing up, I was someone I was actually a very good student. I was top of the class. Um, I was good at sports. But I think somewhere, but I was too emotional. Like, I mean, there was if somebody said something bad or they picked a fault or something, I was like, no, I'm basically perfect. I can't do anything wrong. I went from there, coming to America, doing all of these things. I think I'm just, I love just the energy of people. I've always been there. And I've always had this sense of not like, I don't mind just going in my own direction because that's where my own authentic energy takes me to. And so that's all this you see is basically the flow of my own energy. So I haven't cared. I believe if you have to give up too much authenticity for the connection, it's not worth it. So I always, between choosing authenticity and choosing connection, my default mode is always choose authenticity. But I'm actually working on that because I think, I mean, I want connection. I want, I guess there's a reason I'm single right now because I've just focused too much on just my authentic. Sometimes you just have to say, nope, you're right, even when you're not agree. But yeah, I think creating better balance between authenticity and connection has been a life's journey so far, and I'm in a very good. I feel so happy at where I am right now. Anyone else? Oh, here we go.
Good morning, KK. How are you? It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. My question is, in your shift, when you do a big metaphysical shift, I generally see that as an external focus into an internal focus. You have to have had some sort of core value shift. And I was curious as to whether or not you've identified and defined that new set of core values, and you could share with us what maybe a big core value shift was for you, and what you're doing with that in terms of, directing your life and your activities and things like that.
Thank you. So I think one of the things unique about Voyages itself is I'm a promoter of the awareness of the benefits of metaphysical wellness, but I don't want to promote any single modality as the only way to do it. That's one of the unique things about me. A lot of people pick one and then say, this is the answer. What I'm saying is, I want you to be fit. I want you to have the metrics to know your fitness. And then you do you. You want to go run on the treadmill or go hike the incline, it's up to you. So for me personally, there is this man named Sadhguru, and he has, yeah, I took an inner engineering program. Basically, oh, so this is Sadhguru's global headquarters in Coimbatore in India. This is over here. I was just there in his US headquarters in Tennessee. He has a program called Inner Engineering. It's about $250 or something. You can do it online. I would prefer doing it in person, but it just talks about re-engineering yourself. And I took that at a time when my life seemed a lot of chaos, and that was the big turning point. A few, I don't remember all the tenets of it at the top of my head, but some of the things were just think of it like I am in control, I am responsible for everything. Then how would you react? Okay. Also, focusing on, don't obsess about the results or what things are not beyond your control, and all that stuff. So Sadhguru's inner engineering. That's my short answer.
Thanks for sharing. Is there an overlap between the metaphysical stuff that you're doing and the hospitality, or how do those things overlap in your personal values?
Thank you. Um, I want to answer that in two different perspectives. One is I just feed off of the energy from just the different people that I interact with in hospitality. I just feed off of the energy of I've done just over the last couple of years, I've done so many weddings, I've done so many events that just celebrate something joyous in people's lives. And just to be responsible of just setting that up to be, once in a lifetime event in people's lives. It was just something very, for me, it just feels very, very meaningful. And it's fascinating because I've had some of my coworkers, my bartenders, say, "We do the same job. I think this is hell. How are you smiling and so happy all the time?" I've had them actually say that. So it's a matter of perspective. I mean, if you think of it just like that, wow, you're at this beautiful occasion, you're blessed to be here, and the energy that comes across, enjoy it. That makes me, so I can keep going. My God, hospitality is not easy. Doing these long 10-hour shifts, always on, mostly on the feet, and then people can be nasty sometimes. I don't know if you've known that. So it can be extremely draining, but for me, it just boosts my energy in a way. That's one. The other aspect, which is fascinating, and I've dealt with people that have done very advanced metaphysical work in like tantra, yoga, and stuff. Once you go in that level, it's actually hard to do a regular job. It's hard to blend in or get into the regular day-to-day politics, work politics, and the financial incentives, this and that. And then so I found hospitality was kind of like my balance ground, wherein I'm still able to do this and keep my. I'm going into a lot of advanced metaphysical wellness stuff again, but hospitality kind of gives me a little bit of like a suit and a jacket to do the mainstream work a little more. But that's it's also a segue into what I want Voyages to stand for. I don't want you to live a completely yogi or devoted yourself completely to the spirituality, as beautiful as that can be. This is for mainstream, corporate America, if I may. Okay, this isn't for mainstream. How can we create more blissful lifestyles while still being very productive in whatever work profession we choose to be? So hospitality is kind of like my balancing wheel, so to speak. Thank you. Anyone else?
We're probably over 20 minutes, so I'm sorry. I'm curious, you had mentioned before that you prefer working in person with people. So I know that you're in startup phase right now, but what does that look like to you? What would be your ideal session, your ideal client interaction?
Thank you. So for me, I want to maybe put the scenario of my flagship offering right now, which is what I call Dove Leadership. Dove stands for Diversity of Views Enablers. I think and this is where we're in a place where our society is so divided, so toxic. People that disagree with you are not just wrong, they're evil. And that's almost in every aspect of our lives these days. So I developed this program using metaphysical wellness as the base for it. So I offer this today, like for my corporate clients, $500 for a half a day workshop where you actually come together, ground yourself, be part of a circle, and then discuss diverse, very, very hot topics, but we can create some sort of a safe space to maybe get breakthroughs, create innovation through conflicting views as well. So that's my Dove leadership program. I envision going forward, because it's not extremely scalable if I say it's limiting just to me. I'd love to offer it. A compressed version, like a 90-minute platform, maybe. But you start with doing a leadership workshop, minimum 90 minutes or maybe half a day. And then we can follow up with what the response is for the team. If they want to work on specific aspects of their metaphysical wellness, how can we create roadmaps for individuals? So that's sort of like a business wellness program I have in mind. So my target is not just individuals. I want to target in businesses that want the best for their employees, because that's what's the best for them, and offer in-person sessions initially.
So I can take it back. Good. Thank you. You can read it? Read it.
I get the last question. What can we, as the Colorado Springs community, do to help you?
You said that with such emphasis, right? So,
Thank you. I first have to say thank you to all the love and support I already have from Colorado Springs. These are UCCS students. That's Professor Lila and George, faculty from at the Air Force Academy. So thank you for that. Going forward, I'm basically looking right now to do some free demo workshops of this Dove leadership program. If we want to do a couple hours in whatever setting, I can get C-suits or some retired generals and do a workshop in a private boardroom, or we could sit in a coffee shop or sit here and do a couple hours of a workshop. So I'm looking for partners that see value in what we're trying to do and actually do a free demo workshop, and then just give me authentic feedback on the whole experience. That itself is going to be super valuable for me. Thank you.
well, we've grown one cup stronger this morning. Give Karthik another hand, right? We love you, my friend. And here's your second. Second cup. Thank you again. Appreciate you.